Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This week's video we are doing something very exciting. I am finally back in my car and we're doing an eat with me and having a little catch up. So I actually haven't been able to drive my car since I moved into the new flats because you had to pay for a parking space and it was just very expensive. So we only got one for my boyfriend's car, and then the past few months I've been really missing my car. It's just been parked like at my parents' house, and because it was my birthday a few weeks ago I was like, okay, my birthday present to myself is to pay for the rent of a parking space at my apartment. So I've paid for a year's car parking space, so I finally have my car back, which is so fun, and I can film like so many more videos now I have my car. I feel like I used to film driving videos all the time. So yeah, I'm back in my car for today's YouTube video. I don't know if you guys even noticed that I hadn't posted an eat with me and drive with me in a while, but yes, very exciting. And because obviously I'm living somewhere new, I've got a new amount of options for eat with me's. So today I've actually gone for KFC because I went to a Pretty Little Thing event a few weeks ago and they were catered, it was like catered by KFC, and the vegan burger, I hadn't had it in a few years because I thought they'd stopped doing it. It is so good. I'm the sort of person that loves like a chicken burger like with mayonnaise, and that's what it is. So I went to KFC just now. Sadly there's not a drive-through near me of KFC, but I just came to like local like industrial estate which has a KFC, and I've got a KFC. I just got the burger on its own because I don't love the KFC chips, and for some reason the vegan burger, it doesn't let you have like a meal with chips. I think maybe because they're cooked in the same like oil as the chicken, so they assume that vegans won't want to eat them. So basically I've just got a burger, but I'm so excited to eat this. But yeah, so it's basically just a burger. It's quite big as well. It's chicken, it's like vegan chicken and a bun and lettuce and mayo, and this is honestly one of my favourite meals. When I was in sixth form I used to go, and me and my friend Ella and our friend Izzy, we used to skip English class and go to KFC and eat these like when they first came out in the UK because we were so obsessed with them. And honestly it just reminds me of that time, and it's like such a nice taste and it just reminds me of that time. I also got a Tango because I normally get Pepsi Max, like that's my go-to drink, but because I have that at home I feel like I always want something a bit more exciting when I'm like at a restaurant. So I went for an orange Tango, which I actually really like and I prefer to Fanta. But yeah, we're gonna eat this. I feel like a lot of you guys out there that maybe struggle with eating, it's kind of nice to just see someone eating like a normal meal and not worrying about it, because definitely when I was struggling with food I used to watch like Anna Paul's videos because she would always post about like what she's eating, and she's like had so much joy around her food and like didn't care at all. So that's what I'm hoping I am for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna bite into this burger because I am so excited, and these are actually like a good portion. Like this is a good sized burger. It's like bigger than other fast food options, so I'm gonna take a bite. I honestly recommend this. Even if you aren't veggie and you like KFC, try this out because the like spices on it is the same as the normal KFC spices, like the like herbs and whatever it is blend, and it just tastes so good. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell, I still have a cold. I talked about this in my Lanzarote vlog, which was like a week ago, and I still have a cold. I haven't had as many nosebleeds, but I still got a cold. I don't know if it's hay fever. I might even go to the shop and buy some hay fever tablets just to see if they make a difference, because I don't know why I've got a cold this time of year. Like normally you get them in winter, but I just keep sneezing and like having a blocked nose, so I feel like I need to go to like Boots and like buy medicine, because I haven't really been taking any medicine because I didn't have any in the cupboard. But I might go and get maybe hay fever tablets because I've never had like hay fever, but maybe that's what it is, and maybe I'll get a tablet to try and fix it because it's quite annoying. And I'm going to the Eras tour soon and I don't want to be like ill like when I'm going to Edinburgh and stuff. This burger just reminds me of being in year 12 and year 13 English, which is not gonna be nostalgic for anyone apart from my friend Ella and Izzy if you're watching this. But I just love this KFC burger. Like it just reminds me. And just one thing about food, I feel like some people like act like food is just like fuel, and like and obviously it is fuel and like it is to fuel your body, but also food is like nostalgia and like memories. And there's so many foods that I associate with memories, and like when I eat them it just makes me feel like happy and like joy. And I feel like a lot of people like on TikTok, like I feel like the gym bros, like, and people that go to the gym, they just act like food is just fuel, and like they like eat stuff only because it makes their muscles bigger or whatever. But I feel like they just forget like the joy that food can bring, not just because it tastes good, but because it has like memories associated with it, or joy from food, from like sitting with your friends and having a meal together. Like, it's not necessarily just because you're hungry you're gonna eat food. Like, sometimes you want food to feel those different feelings, and like it's such like a nice experience, and to be able to experience that without worrying about whatever it is you're eating, it's just great. And very recommend food freedom, guys. If you are struggling, please try and get some help, or try and help recover your relationship with food, because it's so nice to be able to just go get a fast food burger for lunch and not worry about it, and not even just remember all the good things associated with it. Okay, I finished the burger. That was so yummy. Let me have some tango. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I asked on my broadcast group on Instagram for some questions. If you guys, I feel like I say this in every YouTube video, but I love my Instagram broadcast group. Like, this sounds like it's sponsored, but it's not. But I don't think many creators use it, but I love it. Like, it's basically like a big group chat with your followers, and like everyone can like interact and like answer polls and questions and stuff. I really love it. So anyway, I'm going to go through the questions that people asked me on my broadcast group. Okay, the first question was, do you miss living at home? That's a very hard question, and I feel like it's such a thing I talk about all the time with my friends, because a lot of my friends are like finishing uni now and they're like deciding whether to move out or not. And obviously in the like cost of living crisis at the minute in the UK, it's so expensive to move out. It's so much, like bills are so much, and obviously for a lot of people, if they can sort of live with their parents, it makes so much sense to live with your parents, especially if you're my age, like if you're still quite young. But having said that, if you can afford it, and I know not everyone can afford it, and I can only afford it because I live with someone else, I don't think I could afford to live on my own. And I would say I have a fairly, well-paid job. Like, I'm really appreciative of how much money I earn, and the fact that I can't even afford to live on my own, I don't know how, like, my best friend's a nurse, like I don't know how she can afford it. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, all that aside, I definitely don't miss living at home, and that's not to be like, oh, I don't love my family and I didn't like living with them, but I think because I didn't go to uni, because I was living at home from the ages of a baby to like 21 years old, I was so ready to move out. I think if I had gone to uni, then moving back at this age wouldn't seem that of much of a bad thing. But because I was like at home all through lockdown and I didn't have any siblings at home, it was just me and my parents, I just definitely was feeling like the need to have my own space, especially because I work from home and so does my dad. So like every day, like we'd just be spending a lot of time like in the same house, and like he'd be like on a phone call, and obviously he has to work. I'm not like saying that it's bad, but it just is what would happen. Like he'd be on a phone call and then I'd be trying to film a TikTok video in the next room, and I can't film a TikTok video because he's on a phone call, but like I can't tell him to get off his phone call because he's obviously working his like proper job and I'm just like filming a TikTok. But it was very hard to try and film and like do all my social media stuff while living at home. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I definitely think like my following and like the people that follow me and how my videos has done so much better since I moved out. Like since September, I think my Instagram grew like almost double the followers. Like it's crazy how much, like, I think I've been so much more productive and been able to make so many different more kinds of videos since I moved out. And then that's also helped me earn a bit more money from like ads and stuff because I've got more followers. So it definitely has been a good decision for me to move out just in terms of work stuff. And then also for my relationship, I've moved in with my boyfriend. If you guys didn't know, we've been together for 6.5 years and he was away at uni. We were like long distance for 3 years. So then when he finished uni and moved back to near where we live, we were like, okay, now we're going to move in together. And that has been so good for our relationship, obviously, because we spend so much more time together now, which is so nice. I think the only things I miss about living at home, obviously, is it was much cheaper to live at home because I didn't have such high rent to pay and like bills to pay. And other good things, like my mum is an amazing cook. She would like cook dinners for us, and sometimes she'd like do my washing, although mainly I would do my washing at home, but sometimes she'd like change my bed sheets, which was nice. And obviously she'd do probably a lot of cleaning around the house, which now I have to do all of that. So I kind of miss that. I also miss my dogs, my dog Poppy and my sister's dog who lives with my parents at the minute. But I do go home and visit them quite often, so it's not too bad. And I miss having a garden. That's one thing I do miss, because I moved into the flat in the winter, so I didn't really miss it, but then now it's becoming sunnier, the fact that you can just like go in your garden and sunbathe in a bikini without like anyone seeing you, because obviously at the flat I do have a balcony, but I don't want to lie in the balcony, like, because we're very overlooked, like everyone can see onto our balcony, so I can't really like lie out there and sunbathe in like a bikini in the same way I would do at home. So I definitely miss that, but I have, now that I have the car, I can like drive home on weekends and go and sunbathe in the garden if it's nice weather. So yeah, basically I don't really miss living at home, but the main things I miss is like financial side of things, because obviously I'm spending a lot of my money now on renting and like bills and stuff. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. Someone said, how did you meet your boyfriend? I met my boyfriend at school. We're at the same school together, and we started like talking to each other when we were in like year 10, and then we actually like started going out when we were in year 11 at school. So that's how we met, and like a lot of our friends are like the same friend group as each other, so that is nice. Someone said, who are your fave podcasters or YouTubers? I already watch Rose as JC and you, love you. Oh, thank you. I have a lot of weird YouTubers. I feel like because I was one of those children that watched YouTube and I was like 10 years ago, I still watch a lot of the old YouTubers that I used to watch then. Let me like go on my subscriptions, because I will tell you. So a lot of the stuff I watch on YouTube is like podcasts, like video podcasts on YouTube. But in terms of like actual YouTubers, I like, let me just go through my subscriptions. Evan Edinger, I used to love his videos. I used to watch him when he would like be friends with like Dodie Clark and like all that sort of group, and I still watch his videos now. I really like them. He lives in London and he makes videos about like differences between London and America, and he does videos about like the housing crisis. I don't know, his videos are just like really interesting. I watch Molly May's vlogs sometimes, not every vlog, but like she does nice long videos, so sometimes if I'm like having a bath or like tidying up the flat and I don't have a podcast, I'll put on one of her videos. I like watching Sophia, Cinzia and Lydia. They're like YouTubers I've watched for years. I like their videos. Also my friend Rowan, she makes amazing like study videos and sort of like productivity videos. I'll put all these people on screen as I'm talking about them. But Rowan, she's quite a small channel, so go subscribe to her, and she like puts so much effort into her videos, and she's currently doing her A-levels, so she does really good like study tips and stuff. I like watching, there's a Taylor Swift YouTuber called The Swiftologist. I really like his videos. Sometimes I don't agree with everything he says, but his videos are very like informative. Like if you want to know more about like Taylor Swift's background and like her history of people and stuff like that, his videos are very interesting. Also, I like watching Bella Hill's videos. Bella Hill is such a nice girl and I love watching her ones, and she posts quite regularly as well. So I would say she has sort of similar content to me, like similar sort of videos, like just day-to-day, like normal life kind of videos. I really like hers. And then in terms of podcasts, I am such a podcast fan. Like I always have a podcast on in the background. Like I can't just like tidy my house, or like even sometimes I can't have a shower without something on. Like I feel like I just need some sort of noise. That's probably something to do with like having no attention span, but anyway, I always have like something playing in the background. My favourite podcasts are, I like The Girls Bathroom. I subscribe to their Patreon as well for extra episodes. That's like advice from Sophia and Cinzia, the YouTubers I watch. I watch sometimes Sisters in the City with Mandy and Anna Vikili. One of them was on Love Island, and now they have a podcast. It's quite funny. But some of the stuff they say I also don't agree with, but I do like listening to their episodes sometimes. What other podcast do I listen to? Oh, there's one called Celebrity Memoir Book Club, which is only on Spotify, or I don't think they have like video versions, but where they basically read celebrity memoirs and then they like summarize and like tell you all the juicy bits of the memoir like in a podcast form. I really like that, because if there's like a book I want to read but I don't want to like buy the book, or like I just want a summary, then I'll listen to their podcast version of it. Like they did one on Jeanette McCurdy's book, and I've listened to loads of ones. Like Kris Jenner had a memoir, I didn't even know that, and I listened to that episode. That was quite interesting. So I recommend that if you're interested in like celebrity, like pop culture. I also like Olivia Neal's podcast. I used to always watch her YouTube videos, and her podcast is quite interesting. I think it's only on Spotify. It's called Inner Monologue, and she talks about like, she's very like open and like talks about stuff like very openly, which I find interesting. And I also like, if you like food, I like the Off Menu podcast with James Caster. It's basically every week they interview different celebs and ask them their dream meal, like their favourite ever starter, their favourite ever main, and I love listening to that. When I was struggling with food, that podcast actually really helped, because people were just talking about food like with such joy, and obviously like restricting, and talking about how much they love these dishes and stuff, and that really helped me out, like to hear people just talk about food like as a joyous thing and something that they love. So I'd recommend that podcast if you're interested in food or just want to hear people's recommendations. It's also good, like if you listen to like a celebrity who's from London, most of the picks they'll pick is like places in London, so you can get good recommendations of yummy food. I think that's all the podcasts I listen to. I feel like I've just told you loads then. But yeah, they're my favourites. Oh, also on YouTube, I love watching video essays like about like TV shows, like Mike's Mike on YouTube, who did this whole big Pretty Little Liars series, and he's doing a Gossip Girl one. There's also a girl called Lauren Daisy that I watch, who's so nice, and she does videos about Pretty Little Liars and sometimes about Gossip Girl, and I really like those videos as well. So yeah, those are all my recommendations. Someone said, how were you able to become confident even when you were wearing a scoliosis brace? So for those of you who don't know, when I was growing up, to try and fix my back issues before they operated, I had to wear a scoliosis brace for, I think it was maybe in total like 2 years, which is basically like a hard, kind of like a corset. It kind of looks like one of those waist trainers, but it's like made of hard plastic. And the idea of it is to like force your back into a straight position, because it's like stuck in this straight, plastic. And I've talked about this many times before, and I do have some videos about my scoliosis experience if you want to watch those for more detail. But as I said in those videos, I was really not a confident child at all. Like, I hated wearing my brace. I did everything I could to hide it. Like, people at school didn't know I had these problems because I was so embarrassed. Like, when we got changed in PE, I would go and get changed in the toilets rather than in the change rooms with everyone, because I didn't want everyone to see. So I don't actually have any well, at the time when I had a brace, I was not confident at all, so I don't have anything like that I did at the time. But I would say if you're going through that now, I don't really know what I would do. I don't know if I would tell people, because I feel like it's still a thing I'm not embarrassed about anymore. But like, if you're in school, I feel like there could be like chance of, I know people in school are mean, and like little girls can like bully other people, and I don't know if I'd actually tell other people. I don't know if I was in your position, but I think just knowing that it's temporary and that it's literally a health issue. Like, it's the same way if someone has like an inhaler at school, you're not going to make fun of them, so like why should they make fun of you for having a health issue? Like, or if someone was in a wheelchair or anything like that. But saying that people are mean and people at school can be horrible to each other, so it's tricky to like know what to do. But I think for me, if I had to wear one now, I would just try and dress in stuff that I loved, whether it showed the brace or not, but just try and wear whatever makes you feel the most confident and comfortable, and just keep reminding yourself that there will be a point in your life where you don't have to wear it anymore. One of the things that always has helped me through all my like medical issues, and even just other things in life that I'm like anxious about or worried about, I always just think about the fact that there is a version of me in the future that doesn't have to do that thing anymore. Like, I used to think when I had the brace, I was like, well, there's a version of me in the future that doesn't have to wear a brace, so I just need to like wait until I get there. And the only way out is through. Like, you just have to keep going to get to that point. And I remember thinking that when I got my stitches out after one of my operations, and it was like horrible pain for like 10 minutes, and all I was thinking in my head that whole time was, there's a version of me that walks out this hospital door, like, and it's going to be soon. I just need to get to that point, and then there's going to be a version of me that walks out. And I do the same when I'm on planes and I get scared, or if I like I'm on a boat, because I'm quite scared of planes and boats. When I'm on the plane, I'm like, there's a version of me that lands, gets off this plane, goes back home, and I just need to wait to get to that point. Like, just tell yourself there is a version of me that doesn't have to wear a brace anymore, and the only way out of that situation is to go straight through it and wait until you're in that point. So yeah, that's something that definitely has helped me in the past, that just thinking there is a version of you that already has that thing. I also saw a quote the other day that's sort of similar, that said, the reason you want this thing so much is because the future version of you already has it, which I think is such a fun quote, because it's like, yeah, the reason, I don't know, whatever, if you have a dream job or something like that, the reason you yourself right now wants it so bad is because there's a version of you in the future that already has it and is like pushing you to want that thing, which I think is a nice way to look at things. Okay, next question. Someone said, how was your secondary school experience? I kind of touched on this when talking about like my back issues, but I would say in general my secondary school experience was quite good, quite normal. I had a lot of nice friends, but obviously it was kind of overshadowed by all the health issues I was going through at that time. Like basically all my health issues, from back brace, my first operation, and then my second operation, having another back brace, that took place from year 7 to year 11. Like all my issues were during that time period, so it definitely was kind of overshadowed by all my health issues. But in general, in high school, I had a good time. Like I had lots of close friends. Most of my friends that I had like from the first day of year 7 I'm still best friends with now. Like my best friend Ella, we literally met on the first day of year 7 because we were in the same form, and like we had the same art class, and she came up to me like, oh, can we walk to the art class together? And that's how we're still like best friends now. And I was very lucky to have a good group of friends at school, and that's not to say that I didn't have like some friendship drama and sometimes felt a bit, I don't know, picked on because of my health things, but in general I had a very nice time at secondary school, and I was very lucky to not, like, I wasn't like bullied or anything like that, so I'm very grateful that everyone at my school was pretty nice. Someone said, do you sometimes have negative thoughts about your body? I definitely do. Like this is so normal, and I think there's sort of a misconception that once you recover from eating issues or from body dysmorphia that you will never think bad thoughts, or that you're always confident, you're always going to look in the mirror and be like, wow, because that, at least for me, is not true at all. And I still often have times where I don't want to look at myself in the mirror that day, or I'm feeling bad about something, or I have one of those thoughts that is like a thought I would have thought when I was going through my eating issues. And I think you just have to try and like think, wait, I don't want to think like that again. When I was last thinking those thoughts, look what happened. We don't want to be in that place. It's not going to make me happy. You can't, another quote I heard, you can't like worry yourself better. You can't worry the problem away. And you can't, the more times you think about how much you hate your body, it's not going to make you like your body anymore. Like you can't hate yourself into loving yourself. The only way you can fix how you feel about your body is to start appreciating it more. But having said that, I still have bad body image days, but I just have to try and like snap myself out of it and think, okay, even if I don't like how my body looks today, what else does my body do for me? My body's breathing. I'm so thankful to be able to breathe and walk and talk and eat, and I have so many great things, and I'm so lucky. Like there's so many people out there that don't have all the privileges that I do, and even if I don't like the look of my body, my looks is the least interesting thing about me. People don't love me for my looks. My friends aren't friends with me for my looks. You're not friends with your friends for their looks, I'd assume. So yeah, on bad body image days, I tend to just try and think about other things, and just, it's not the way you look, and loving the way you look shouldn't be the most important thing day to day. It should be more focusing on what's going on in your head, and whether you're happy, and whether you're being nice to people, and whether you're fulfilling your goals or whatever you want to be doing, being productive or whatever. So yeah, that's what I tend to do if I'm having like a bad body image day. Someone said, what are some things you still want to work on yourself? That's an interesting question. I feel like I'm so young, like I'm just turned 22, and I feel like that's still so young. But then also, did you guys know Nara Smith on TikTok? I don't know if you guys follow her. She's the one that like makes everything from scratch, and she has like babies with that model man. She is my age, I'm pretty sure. Or she's like 23. She's my age. She has multiple children. I think that's crazy. And also Molly May is like near my age, which I think is crazy. Anyway, what was the question? Other things you still want to work on yourself? Definitely. I feel like life, in your whole life, there's always going to be things you're working on. Like even when you're 80-year-old, you're still going to be working on things about yourself. I think things that I've recognised about myself I'd maybe like to change is I'm very much a people pleaser, which I think is a nice thing about my personality, because I would say I'm quite like caring, and like I love doing things for people and making people happy, but then also sometimes it's like at the detriment of my own wants and what I want to be doing, because like I'm just such a people pleaser. Like, whenever I get my nails done, if I don't like it, I won't say anything. If I get my hair done, I don't like it, I don't say anything. If someone I know, one of my friends, asks me a massive favour that's like ridiculous, even if I don't want to do it at all, and I'll be anxious about it for weeks, I'll say yes, because I don't want to let someone down. And I know I just need to learn to say no more. Like, I'm such like a yes person. Like, anyone asks me any favour, no matter how big, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it, because I want them to think that I'm a good person. But I need to realise that I can still be a good person without saying yes to every single favour someone asks of me. And like, some people might be even doing it to like take advantage of you. So yeah, that's definitely something I've learned that I do and that I need to stop doing, because I'm such a people pleaser that I will just like end up putting myself in situations that I don't want to be in just because I didn't want to say no. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to work on. I don't really know how to fix that. I feel like maybe that's something I need to actually like go to a therapist to talk about, but I don't know. I don't think I want to pay for a therapist because they're very expensive, so I don't really know what I'm going to do about that, but maybe I need to like look up some sort of podcast about it or something. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to change about myself. Someone said, what are you wearing for the Eras tour? Okay, so basically I'm going to the Eras tour 3 times, very luckily. I'm going soon on this Friday, probably as I post this I might have already been, I don't know, this is that weekend. I'm posting this weekend. This weekend I'm going to Edinburgh for night 1 of the UK tour, and I'm going 3 times, so I got lots of outfit ideas, but I wasn't sure like which outfit I want to wear to which show. But I'm going with my friend Ella on Friday to Edinburgh, and she is going Lover era, so she was like, please can you go Lover with me, because then we can match. And I was like, I wasn't sure because I wasn't gonna do Lover, but then she's convinced me. So basically I'm going for a Lover era outfit on Friday. I think I've ordered like a sash and some letters, and I'm gonna get like Miss Americana, and I've ordered a tiara, and I think I'm gonna wear a pink dress, and then we're gonna do like the heart eye with the sparkles and all that. So I'm kind of going like Miss Americana / just Lover in general this Friday. And then I've been filming lots of Eras tour outfit ideas. I don't know if you guys have seen on my like YouTube shorts or like my TikTok and Instagram, but I've filmed 14 different outfit ideas. But the trouble is now I have too many outfit ideas. Like, I wish I was going to more shows because I'm not going to be able to wear all the outfits. But I think my favourites from those videos I filmed was probably the bejeweled dress, which is like sparkly navy dress from Pull & Bear, and then also a folklore kind of outfit with like space buns and the cardigan. So I think those are the 2 other outfits I'll wear to the 2 other shows, but I'm not sure which to wear to which, because one of the times I'm driving to Wembley, so then I'm like, well, then I should wear uncomfy shoes if I'm going to wear uncomfy shoes, because at least I don't have to get the train back after. And then the other one, I'm getting the train too, so I need to wear shoes that I can like run in, because you know when you go to Wembley and you have to like run to the train station and it's like a nightmare. And I think the folklore outfit, I will wear Converse with it, so maybe I'll wear that to the show that I'm getting the train to, if that makes any sense. And then the one that I'm driving to, well, I'm not actually driving, my dad's driving, so I can just sit in the car in my uncomfy shoes, walk 5 minutes to the stadium, you know, and I don't need to be that uncomfy. So I think that's the plan. And also the show that I'm getting the train to, I've got standing, so I need to have comfy shoes for that as well, whereas the other one I've got seated seats. But yeah, I still don't know what shoes I'm going to wear this week, because I've got pink cowboy boots, but it's going to be uncomfy, isn't it? And I don't really know where we're staying in Edinburgh, like compared to where the stadium is. Like, I don't know if there is going to be a lot of walking, so I might just bring some like flip-flops with me, like Primark flip-flops in my bag, just to have like an emergency if I need to like change my shoes. But then when we're travelling to Edinburgh, we're going on a plane and we only get hand luggage, so I need to make sure this all fits in my hand luggage. So I don't really know, I guess we'll see. Okay, I think I've answered all of the questions. I'm about to drive to Home Bargains because I want to have a look around. I love going to Home Bargains. I don't know if you guys have that near you. It's similar to like B&M, and they have lots of like cleaning stuff. And definitely since I've moved out, I've like become like, you know, like Mrs. Hinch on Instagram. I don't know if you guys know who that is, who does like cleaning videos. Like, I've become obsessed with cleaning videos and like buying cleaning products. So that's what I'm going to spend my afternoon doing. And then I've got to start packing for Edinburgh because I'm going to the Eras tour in like 2 days. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little catch up. There's going to be so many more car videos. I need to actually do like an actual drive with me as well, but I was just getting scared because I have this new camera. I don't know if you guys remember, I got a new camera. So I haven't got like a tripod attachment to actually attach the camera. So I tried driving with it, but then it just fell over. So that's why this video is stationary, so the camera wouldn't fall over. But I need to order a little tripod mount for my car. But once I do that, then I'm going to do like actual driving videos, and like I might get my friend Ella in some of them. But yeah, I'm excited. Let me know in the comments if you have any other like driving videos you think you want me to do. There's not many drive-throughs near me, but I feel like I can just drive to food places and like eat in the car, like get it takeaway. So yeah, lots of videos to come, and hopefully you're all having a good week too. If you want to see more of me, I post every single day on Instagram and TikTok, and I've been trying to post on my Snapchat more as well, if you want to guys follow me on Snapchat. And then I post these long YouTube videos every week, and sometimes more than once a week if I'm feeling like a cheeky bonus video. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in next week's video.